The forces of the status quo may not give an inch, but we will not give an inch. Because we didn't come this far to put things off. We didn't come here to play it safe. We didn't do all this work to take the easy road to get through the next election. That's not why you elected me. You came here to solve problems, once and for all, for the next generation. That begins by opening this government up to the people. We were the first White House ever to post all our visitors online. We excluded lobbyists from policy-making jobs or seats on federal boards and commissions. I've called on Congress to make all earmark requests public on one central website before they come up for a vote so that you can see how your money's spent. And even as we open up government, we also have to change its tone. And I won't give up on that either. Now, the American people are right to be frustrated by a Washington where every single day is election day. It's a place so absorbed with how each party is doing that it loses sight of how the American people are doing. And that's why I went and visited with the House Republican Caucus last Friday. We had a good exchange, a good discussion about the challenges facing the American people, our ideas to solve them. We think it was good for the country. I had fun. Now, look, obviously there's some issues where we don't agree. That's okay. Vigorous debate is healthy. We'll tussle from time to time. That's what democracy is all about. But there's some issues we do agree on. So I told my Republican friends, I want to work together when we can. And I meant it. I believe if we put a focus on solving problems instead of scoring political points, we can get a lot done together. I also made clear that I'm going to call them out if what they're offering are political talking points that won't solve problems. And I had to insist that we have to throw out that tired old playbook that says blocking everything is easier than actually delivering for the American people. Otherwise, we won't move this country forward. And ultimately, that's why I'm here. That's why you're here. That's why you joined this campaign. That's why you've helped this past year. That's why I need your help now. Because you know as well as anyone that change never comes without a fight. And we've got some fights to wage. We're going to keep fighting to spark innovation and ignite a clean energy sector where American workers are making solar panels and wind towers and cutting-edge batteries. Because the nation that leads the clean energy economy will be the nation that leads the global economy. We're going to keep fighting to give every American the best education possible. That's why we launched the Race to the Top program, to make sure every school lives up to its potential so that every child lives up to their potential. That's why we're strengthening our community colleges. That's why we're making higher education more affordable, because nobody should go broke because they chose to go to college. That's why we're going to keep fighting for common sense rules of the road for Wall Street. Look, let me be clear. We need a strong financial sector. I want our banks to thrive in loaning money to businesses who are hiring workers and investing in plants and equipment and making things. Without a stable, strong financial sector, businesses can't get the capital they need to grow and create jobs. And families can't finance a home loan or education. And the truth is that not every person on Wall Street was engaging in shenanigans. Not all of them. And the truth is that I want to hear ideas about how we can strengthen the financial sector in a responsible way. But surely we can all agree that we have to ensure our economy is never again brought to its knees by outdated and inadequate financial rules or by the irresponsibility of the few. So we're going to keep on fighting for that. I would think this is going to be a bipartisan effort. I would think. Because everybody's been harmed by what's happened. And every voter out there, Democrat, Republican, Independent, is furious about what happened. So my hope would be that Washington would respond. And yes, we are going to keep fighting to fix a health system that too often works better for the insurance industry than it does for the American people. You heard me at the State of the Union. I didn't take this on because it was good politics. Yeah, I love how the pundits on these cable shows, they all announce, oh boy, this was really tough politically for the president. Well, yeah, I've got my own pollsters. I know. I know. I knew this was hard. I knew 7 presidents had failed. I knew 7 Congresses hadn't gotten it done. You don't think I got warnings? Don't try to take this on. I got those back in December of last year. We can do it. So yes, we knew this was hard. But I took it on because families were at the mercy of skyrocketing premiums, soaring out-of-pocket costs, insurance companies that routinely deny coverage because of pre-existing conditions, or see their insurance dropped altogether because they get sick. We took it on because costs were closing small businesses. They were keeping larger ones from competing on a level playing field. They were eating into workers' take-home pay. They were canceling raises. We took it on because it's the single best way to bring down our deficits. No, by the way, nobody has disputed that. When I was before the Republican caucus, it was very clear. I said, look, you say you're concerned about deficit reduction? Nobody can dispute the fact that if we don't tackle surging health care costs, that we can't get control of our budget. And by the way, the approach that we put forward would reduce our deficit by as much as $1 trillion over the next 2 decades. We took it on because every single day, 15,000 Americans join the tens of millions who don't have health insurance. And every single year, 18,000 Americans die because of it. I got a letter, I got a note today from one of my staff. They forwarded it to me from a woman in St. Louis who had been part of our campaign, very active, who had passed away from breast cancer. She didn't have insurance. She couldn't afford it, so she had put off having the kind of exams that she needed. And she had fought a tough battle for 4 years. All through the campaign she was fighting it, but finally she succumbed to it. And she insisted she's going to be buried in an Obama T-shirt. No, but think about this. She was fighting that whole time, not just to get me elected, not even to get herself health insurance, but because she understood that there were others coming behind her who were going to find themselves in the same situation. And she didn't want somebody else going through that same thing. How can I say to her, you know what, we're giving up? How can I say to her family, this is too hard? How can Democrats on the Hill say this is politically too risky. How can Republicans on the Hill say we're better off just blocking anything from happening? That can't be the message that the American people are delivering. Yeah, they're nervous, they're anxious, they're in a tough time right now. The thing they want most are jobs. They really don't like the process in Washington, the sausage making. That part I understand, but I know that they don't. But I know they don't want to just offer nothing to the millions of people in America who are in the situation that that woman was in.